Okay. Let's see if we can make this happen, shall we? This is going to be kind of weird. I got a different setup. Obviously, I am staying at the hotel right now. This is for Gamma. We're doing the Big Gamma Expo this year to check out all the cool new things that have been popping up and stuff like that. Before I totally get started, though, I am going to jump over, make sure to get all my shares and things done. I did have to redo some things because, once again, I scheduled it from my phone and my laptop cannot do it, so I had to remake it on the fly, which is totally fine. I'm just gonna get some junk out of the way. There we go. Hopefully you guys can hear me if you can, but I'm gonna go ahead and take my second here to share what's going on. Here we go. Okay. Oh boy, today has been crazy. Let's see. Okay, we're going to go over here. All right, so we got that. We're going to go ahead and copy that. Paste, do the paste. You are an Apple product so that I can do Apple producty things. Come on now. There we go. Oh, it's trying. It's trying real hard. This is what I get. Cool. My goofy face just sitting there looking at my phone. This is great. That's great content. There we go. Okay. I'll get it all cleaned up afterwards. Today's been a hot mess. I've been going since like 8 a.m. And I mean like going. We've been doing a lot. So cool. Oh, I thought the stream was tomorrow. Yeah. So apparently I'm a nincompoop and I scheduled it for tomorrow, but I meant for Tuesday and then I ran late today. So surprise. You guys are getting a bonus one or who knows? I don't know. I don't know what's going on. We're gonna figure it out. But yeah, we got some stuff here. I got one today. I did get to go see a lot of the cool stuff at Gamma. I'm gonna jump in on my phone onto the things so that I can share some cool pictures with you guys. Hopefully. Oh, that's awful. Let's turn that off. Will it let me share pictures? I hope it will. It probably won't. That would be too easy. So let me do it on here. No, I could start a poll. Man, I think I did the same thing last time. I'm just gonna drop out of this. I'll share some of the cool pictures in our Discord. Just some cool stuff that was going on. Let's see, new releases. No, I don't want to throw it there. I'm just gonna throw it into the general. So yeah, let's throw off some stuff. Now, obviously, this stream is supposed to be about the Warhammer 40k narrative coming up. I did bring my Maelstrom book with me so I could read about character creation, which is awesome, and I do want to talk about that. But I know you guys want to see cool new stuff that is coming up, and for once in my life, I actually got a chance to do that. So one of the cool things that we did today was we got to check out Gundam Assembly, which was fantastic. All the cool models they got on display, Bandai were there. Almost all of them painted up. Cool, showing three-dimensional terrain as well as some of the cool cardboard terrain and stuff. So if you are watching, jump over to our Discord. A little Discord thing. I just shared a bunch of pictures over there. I'm going to go ahead and tag the I play everything. There we go. I don't think we have a Gundam tag. Mistakes were made. Mistakes were made. Okay, well, I'm just gonna do that. Boom. Gundam Assembly. Not Cuban. that was a great autocorrect. Gundam Assembly. There we go. In person. I thought this was really cool. To me, this looks and feels like a competitor to BattleTech. It's a mecha game. It's on hex base. It has multiple levels, right? I think that's totally fine. This game looks absolutely slick, though. I really like the models that they've come out with. I wish I could show more on the screen. I'll be a loser. I'm gonna hold up my phone. That blurry image. Oh, it's so cool. Please jump in our Discord if you haven't. You'll be able to see them. It's in general chatter. I just dropped a share for there. But some of the displays are just nuts. Like, look at that. They had like this full castle and the Zaku's and all the different mechs. So yeah, absolutely terrible content. I do apologize, but it was a ton of fun. Let's see. Heyo! Hopefully some lore hints. Already have some ideas for new characters. Nice. Yeah. We definitely got some lore hints to drop on you guys about this one, which will be really good. Looks like the same sculpts were already. I just got just with the hex spaces one or yeah. No, I have no information on that. Unfortunately, the Gamma showroom for the Gundam assembly was so packed. They had every seat filled in that. So Archie is here with me, so he went and got to go check that out. He's been reporting back to me. They wouldn't let him take pictures during the seminar. So he's got some trade secrets that I even don't have, which I think that's kind of funny. I just hope we aren't going to hack issues. Yeah. So for sure, that is definitely one of the biggest concerns I know that was brought up. It sounds like it's going to be. I don't know if it'll be available for pre-order soon. It sounds like maybe it's available for pre-order for us now, but it sounds like release date is going to be late October this year. So they're definitely going to take their time. They're treating it exactly like the Gundam card game, so the Gundam TCG game. So I know that we have a new account for Bandai, which is just ridiculous that they split it, but whatever. If that's what they do to track things, it's fine. And we have to submit when we're going to be doing events, when we're going to be doing weekly play, we expect Bandai to do for us. We have to submit all that first, which is then public knowledge, and then Bandai goes, yeah, we'll approve you. So like it's really backwards. So if and or when they come out with a website you guys can jump into to like see what events and stuff are going at the store, please take them with a grain of salt. We are going to be using them as 90% placeholders, and once we know that they get fulfilled and we're going to get product and all that, then we'll be making events on our website and through other means. It's what we have to do. So, well, that's not a good sign that stock issues are still insane for that. Yeah. They are insane for it right now, but it sounds like the CG is getting better. We talked to a few people today, and so we're going to be working on better allocations and things like that. It's weird, man. Cards are a completely different thing this time. So anyway, that was the first thing I wanted to share from my Gamma experience. That was a ton of fun. The other thing, is that white base. Yeah, Nick's in our Discord right now. You should be join us on Facebook. Or Facebook. Good Lord, I am exhausted. I need like 2 cups of coffee and a hard nap. Yeah, thank you, Ethan. I appreciate you jumping over there. Let's see, what is some other cool stuff? Oh yeah, you guys will get a kick out of this. So we got to check out the Archon Studios display, and yes, of course, they had StarCraft. So they were showing off the new 2-player starter set. The first version of that was available at Adepticon only. We will be able to pre-order that, and we will have that as the launch box for the store, which is awesome. The Protoss look amazing. I think they're super cool. Let's see. Caffeine, it does nothing. Yeah, I feel that sometimes. How good are the clean plastics looking? The clear plastics are great, actually. They are, I mean, you would almost expect them to be like thick, chunky, like toy quality, and they're not. Archon Studios does such a good job with their models, it's nuts. We're going to be getting a few different things in from Dungeons and Lasers, which is what Archon Studios does. We'll get them built and put on display so people can see them better, because it's so cool. Like, you can see, if you jump in the Discord, join the Discords, check out the clear sprues, right? Like, they have one for the Zerg, one for the Terran, and one for Protoss, and you can see they're like a light blue, a light purple, a light orange. Just super cool stuff, man. And man, chef's kiss to the artwork on that box. is just the most hit of nostalgia. Like, it's so great. I love it. But they did have it actually set up. They had a game running. So they did have two guys that were demos. I didn't get to demo it. I'm doing all the business things. Of course, I'm the quintessential plumber with the leaky toilet at home. I make sure that we have the games, that we make sure we get the products, and we're doing the events and activities. I don't get to play them. It's just the way it goes. But they are sick. These models, they're awesome. I'm really looking for it. We'll stop making the toilet leak then. Thank you so much, Nick. I appreciate all of your words of wisdom. Get out of here. I did bounce over to the Mantic booth though. I caught my rep and they showed me some really cool stuff. I'm just going to say Halo Flashpoint isn't even remotely done, and it's got some really cool stuff coming out. Not to mention, obviously, I think Noble 6 just went up for pre-order like while I was gone. So, yeah, some cool stuff, Talking, whoa, okay, I missed a bunch here. You guys are flooding the chat this time. Let's see, 27 years after the first game, we get proper figures. Yeah, for sure. I know the packs for StarCraft split into founders and not. Do we know what we will be able to get? Right now, I don't. I'll go bug them tomorrow and see if I can get more information out of them. I'm just going to grab our rep and just by the neck and see what he can do for us. Let's see. I was talking to the Eye of Terror with Friend, and I think Perturabo is headed for Friend. Yeah, man. I think I definitely think Perturabo is going to make an appearance. And where there's one Primarch, there is almost always another one, and I can't wait to see who comes out for that. Let's see. I saw Halo Reach release. Yep, yeah, that looked really good. No, they just showed off Noble Team. No, I'm not talking Noble Team. I'm not talking Noble Team at all. They just showed me something else. I'm not going to talk about it just yet. I'm holding out holding out hope for various StarCraft vehicles. Yeah, it'd be cool. We'll see what they do. Archon just does great plastic kits in general, and we know that they can do the scale and size that is Conquest, which is bigger than Warhammer 40k. So you know that they can do it already. It's just a matter of time. By the way, the next narrative, I'm bringing an entire suit list. That sounds awesome, and that's going to be really fitting because I have some ideas that I want to do that's going to play into the narrative, and I want to make sure you guys are prepared for that. All right, last thing I'm going to show off. This is actually something that I did. I just went ahead and said, oh my God, I have to have it, and I'm ordering it. I have been looking for this product for like 5 years, right? And I literally stumbled over. Apparently, they've been doing North American distribution for the last 4 years. So we are finally going to have the actual Da Vinci brushes in store. So I've ordered their rack, their 2 sample kits for their extra paintbrushes, and the 4 starter kits. Everything from really cheap to the more expensive, which is nice. If you have not used a Da Vinci brush before, you don't know you're missing. Da Vinci brushes by far are like one of the first brushes that I got introduced like in modern arts. So canvas painting, things like that also work on miniatures, and the quality of those brushes is just nuts. And they're very affordable, all things considered. They do have brushes that are $50, $60, $70, $100 brushes, but that's not entirely what we're going for. We're looking at stuff that we can get consistently and on a repeat basis, and we'll have nice variety of brushes, not just cheap garbage from China, right? And yeah, I'm so glad I found these guys. So yeah, I think they have 7 years of support already. I'm not surprised. That sounds about right. Cool. Siege tanks for both forms. Yeah. That would be cool, man. Yeah, a siege tank that either it like transforms or it's a dual kit. Comes with one, as a regular siege tank and then the transform siege tank. Man, that'd be so cool. But yeah, so if you want to see any of the images or whatnot, if you haven't joined us, please jump in our Discord. You can find it on our website. If you need me to, I can share the link on here. But Discord is where I like to show off what I can and whatnot for stuff. I don't think there were any other pictures of any other cool stuff. I mean, don't get me wrong. There was a lot of cool stuff. Not as hype and exciting, I think, as Gundam Assembly, StarCraft, and finally getting my favorite paintbrush line. Like, crazy. Did see some cool stuff from Magic, but it's seminars and those pictures are real blurry too. So I'm not gonna waste my time with that. Cool. Well, let's talk a little bit about the new Nexus event. Okay. So for those of you joined us that got to play and had a lot of fun, this is the sequel event to the Nexus Ultima. This is Nexus Xenofica. So the idea is that this is a mostly Xenos raced and based narrative that is taking place after the incidents of Nexus Ultima. From here, we are each going to have a different set of narrative events that will tie back into Nexus Ultima or progress the story further, which is going to be really cool. I did see a couple messages, so let me check really fast. Apologize, I had to leave early. Oh, yeah, no big deal, buddy. No big deal. Anyway, so the narrative event as it is, I think it went really well. I do apologize. I actually haven't gotten to look at the player pack feedback yet. I'm going to look at that before I make any final decisions on any major changes and things like that. What's really important to me is that we're able to tell this story, we're able to have a playable format for the next one, and that we introduce something new. So I wanted to talk a little bit about terrain with you guys, what you thought about that. We are definitely going to be doing Maelstrom character building. The Crucible of Champions is awesome. I appreciate this so much. This gives you a lot of narrative breadth and freedom without making stuff broken. It gives you everything that's already in your codex, just puzzle piece hodgepodge. You build it how you want, which means we get to really build our narrative for that, which is going to be great. I'm sorry, Archie is like blowing me up right now with stuff. Oh, we're looking at food. We're getting ready to go get some food, and then we got to go do our board game night. So I'm gonna make this quick. Yeah. So first thing first, if you don't have it already, you need this book. You need this book set. I will be checking players at the door to make sure that they have this book set, because we're also going to be playing missions out of it for this next one. So be clear, Maelstrom is required to play in the next next Nexus event. So please make sure you have it. I've already talked to a lot of players about it, and I know a lot of people have already picked it up. I just want to be clear, you will need it. It's not something that you could be like, oh, well, I'm just going to share whatever, or I'm just going to pull it from the internet. It's literally going to be, do you have your book at the door? Cool, go play. You don't have your book at the door? I hope we have one on the shelf, otherwise you're not playing. I'm not doing it. I'm doing these events because they're fun and exciting and cool, but I'm still a business. I got to sell you guys stuff. These are going to be great, and I'm going to be using them from now on, essentially. So please make sure you have your book. We will be reintroducing the 500 Worlds book as well. That one's not going to be mandatory, but we will definitely be using part of it. So keep that in mind. Yeah. Pick it up later in the week. Nice, awesome. And if we're out of stock of it, we can order it. That's not a problem. I think I've got a limited edition to the store as well, and we will have our store copy when I get back that you guys can peruse through and whatnot. But this little slim book alone just made me so happy. Like I was literally showing Archie how to build the Necron characters in here. I got my Leagues of Votan guy I'm going to build. And then now that I have the Corsairs, I'm going to build an Eldari Corsair, because they even have the ability to make a Corsair in this, which is awesome. Yeah, so that's really cool. Okay, let's talk a little bit about the narrative. So there are a couple of things that I have been... What's that? What all the Tau get? Ooh, I actually don't know. I didn't look at Tau, but I bet there's a suit build in here. So basics are, we've got basic grenade dude. It's going to be on the ground. Chaznell. Battle suit veteran. There you go. And then a kin band champion. So this is probably Kroot. You can build a Kroot character. That's awesome. So yeah, this is going to be some cool stuff. I've already got sneaky plans. Triple railgun battle, gunsuit. We'll find out, man. But I would totally play against that, which would be cool. Okay, so I did talk a little bit with Sean today, because he was asking questions about what's going up. He's going to do what he can to get the next few narrative blocks out, including some long form narrative, not just these kind of like short blurbs, which I personally like the short blurbs because they're really good snapshots on what's going on, and then we get to fill in the rest. But now that we have this chain link of events going on, it's going to be really cool to see a lot of this. Let's see. I'm going to read my own notes before I say anything, because I don't want to accidentally give something away, because we are working some stuff on the back end of this. But first things first, I can definitely say these two things you guys are probably already aware of. Number one, we will have boarding actions as part of the narrative event. So instead of is a strong word. In addition to the 1,500 and 1,000 point list, we're going to have a 500 point boarding action list. And you guys are going to get to play boarding actions in the event. And that's going to be really cool. So 500 points or less, you're going to be able to include your named character that you build from Maelstrom. So keep that in mind. And we are going to be battling inside or on top of the big Necron ship that just showed up. Another two I can tell you is that Necrons are the bad guys in this one. If you have a Necron army and you played last time and you want to play in the next one, that would be awesome, because we're going to need Necron players again. You guys are now officially invading our territory, right? You've now brought in your mothership, and bad things need to happen to you. So I want to see some Necron players for this one again. Everyone is going to get at least one new named character by using the Crucible of Champions. We're going to be using that. That's going to be a named character for you, and if it is all good, everything's done, you're going to get the chapter approved symbol, and we're going to use that character going forward for our narrative events, which will be really cool. And then the other thing is that we are going to be revisiting the 3 planets that we're at. So Zek, Malagath, and oh God, I'm so tired. I'm drawing a blank. Hold on, I can do it. I can't do it. I'll come back to it later. I'm just my brain is fried today. So it's going to be really cool. Let me make sure I can also see if there's anything here. Yeah. There. The date as of right now, still kind of TBD, but I'm shooting for April 25th. I want to make sure we get everything figured out. Putting it at the end of April gives us a little bit more time. But I think Saturday, April 25th is what we're going to be for. So yeah, let me take a look at the chat really fast. Know your person is going to be funny. Pirate Queens come in. Nice. Let's see. Are we using special boarding actions rules pertaining to the Tomb World terrain? Yes, we are. And that's what I was talking about, the 500 Worlds book. So I will have at least the 1 set of the Tomb World terrain and 1 or 2 sets of the standard boarding actions terrain. They'll be pre-set up, so you guys don't need to change them around a lot, right? It's set up go, and you guys can just play boarding actions on that, which will be great. Once I have them ready, I will bring them into the store so you guys can ask for practice games and whatnot on it. I'm going to see if we can get a couple of sets for it. I know that we still have some credit with Games Workshop, so I might even be able to get 1 more set for the store, which would be really nice, just so we have another one. I've got 1 personal, and then I know I picked up another 1 for the store, so I'm going to have those 2 there. I would like to have 3 or more tables, and I know Steven with them is out there somewhere. I know he's a ton of them. I'm not going to ask him just yet. I want to get all the logistics of it figured out and stuff. So, cool. So that's kind of gives you an idea. Saturday, April 25th, you can look for the event. We are going to have at least the 3 different zones, right? The sectors that we're going to be battling in, and we're definitely going to be playing boarding actions. One thing that I wanted to include. So, and this is where I would like your feedback. So you guys are listening to this, you get to kind of get first dibs for listen to this. But if we're doing boarding actions, which is a nice tiny little game, we're going to play 5 points, right? Cramped environments. It's not Kill Team, right? Still Warhammer 40k, just with those rules. We're going to have probably 1,000 and probably a 1,500 point list. I had a thought. I want to run a vehicle/monster only mission. What I mean by that is it's something that's going to have less terrain, but it's going to have you're going to need mostly or predominantly vehicles, and vehicles and monsters are going to be the things that actually gather resources, capture objectives, and destroy each other, right? So it's going to be heavier hitting stuff. Like your anti-tank stuff is going to be really important, and you're still going to be able to take troops and battle line units and things like that to hold and secure some zones. But predominantly speaking, vehicle based. And the reason I want to do this is I see a lot of people are talking about bringing Imperial Knights or Chaos Knights, and I think that would be super cool. But it's going to feel maybe tricky with all of the extra terrain rules that I've created, or it can be too much terrain, and I think it'll be a little bit cumbersome. And I think it would just be really cool to see like 6 knights on the table battling like 10, 12 Leman Russ tanks, like cool stuff like that. So I would love to see what you guys think of that. Having the 2 extreme ends of the gaming system, right? The boarding action, small skirmish, almost kill team like experience, the middle, and then the big, not an apocalypse game, but just big tank battle, right? I think that would be cool. 6 knights is an absurd amount of points. Not if they're all little guys or the new knight. Just saying. Didn't have to be all big knights. Why you gotta be like that, right? Wait, can I finally field the storm? Yes! Yeah, bring the Storm Surge. I think that would be freaking sweet, man. That sounds fun. Yeah, I think that would be fun too. And so it would be really interesting, like maybe a Grey Knight Strike Force, and it's like all your Grandmasters and Dreadnoughts like hit the table. I think that could be really cool. Uphill battle for my Eldar be down. Hey, right? Like maybe that's a struggle to it. So funny enough, Apocalypse is the Eye of Terror. Oh, is it really? Oh, that is funny. I did not know that. That's a lie? What's a lie? Oh my god. So many orc buggies. Yeah, bring haywire weapons, man. That'd be so cool. Be like, oops, damage. Just throwing it out there, which would be really cool. So cool. So yeah, ponder that. Let me know what you think. Obviously, we can continue the conversation in Discord. But I think, yeah, Space Bowl not Wars, like, let's go, right? Like there's a lot of cool stuff. Like in Adeptus Sororitas, all of their major vehicles come out. Oh man, yeah, so many castigators, so little time. I think there's gonna be a lot of cool stuff there. Okay, and then the other thing that I wanted to bring up, actually, I will jump on the terrain for a second, is, again, I haven't looked at the feedback yet. I do apologize. Been very busy. But I came across some other rules and some other things, and something I noticed is that even Games Workshop actually changed the way some units have I'm going to call it Lone Op Light ability, where it gives them what Lone Operative kind of does, but it's at 18 inches or greater. So like if you're within 18 inches, all of a sudden I can see you. And so I think that can still position terrain. I think I'm going to change it to that, so that it is still very strong, right? I'm going to hide my heavy-hitting, long-range cannon infantry unit behind this concealed thing. But then the second you step within 18 inches, it's open game. I think that would be cool. Open that up a little bit too. But again, I do want to see feedback on that, guys, right? And give Rangers anti-monster and anti-vehicle 5+. That's pretty good. Aim for those gas tanks. Plus all the nundums. Nundums to monster on. That would be freaking sweet. That's hilarious. And actually, that's where battle suits come in, right? For Tau, like an entire force of battle suits deep striking onto the table and ripping apart chaos war engines. Like there's a lot of cool thematics there that I think a lack of large terrain but lots of scattered terrain can be impactful that way. I think that would be really cool. So, and the last thing really that I wanted to bring up for today is a little bit of the lore snippets, right? So for those of you that did get to participate and you were here for my last video, what we had happen is this Necron giant vessel has now entered the planetary space, right? The 3 planets combined, we're able to call it in, and it's now here. In addition to this, though, I am working on my Corsair army, so I'm actually going to bring them as a mercenary-like force along with my Leagues of Votann. So my Leagues of Votann are still going to be my primary force that you're going to see. You might see it participate in the battlefield, right? But I'm going to be using my Eldar Corsairs as an allies force for this, meaning that you guys get to see things like Chaos Raiders, Eldar Corsairs, and that are going to pop up in the narrative. We obviously have our boarding actions, so how does it affect the boarding action story portion of it? We're going to have our standard supply lines and control of the planets themselves. That's going to become more of a key feature in this as well. So some of the missions are going to actually pertain to that, which is going to be really cool. And if we do the big tank thing, the big battles down there, it'll be really cool to see how that plays out. But Necrons are bad guys right now. They're our main focus. We got to worry about those. We're going to see a bunch of different Corsair raiding parties, both alien, chaos, and otherwise, are going to show up and start doing some damage. And the Imperium actually needs to make a comeback. Where we left off, Necrons scored the most points overall combined because there's so many for it, which was awesome. It led us to the next event, and that's great. Chaos actually did the most damage on the planets. So we're going to see some Chaos Disruption forces show up and things like that. But the Imperium is actually the one that was lacking this time. So we got to see what our Imperium players can do to kind of pick up the pace and bring it back and help tell that story too. Because this is a 3 to 4 way tug of war. And I think we're going to need to see some alliances made. We're going to need to see some teamwork, even if it is 1v1 games. So let's see what else we got. A little birthday gift for myself. I'll be picking up the Corsair box hopefully tomorrow. Nice, dude. Nice. Yeah, dude, that Corsair box and the 2 detachments with the models you already have for your army is like a 1-for-1 fit. I was reading that and I was like, I need Rangers and Shroud Runners now. Like, this detachment is bonkers. That army is such a sleeper unit, it's not even funny. I'm really excited. I'm grabbing a second box, and I think I'm probably going to grab like 4 of the new Viper kits so that I can kit them out and get the different ones. Because that Viper and it's not a Falcon, but whatever the thing is called, that is awesome. They're going to be so much fun to play with. So, Rangers are going to be insane. Yeah. Starfang, thank you. Yeah, that sounds right. Big tank game, use Thanksgiving rules, put it last year. Yeah, that would be fun. Yeah, we could do something like that. Again, I don't really want it to be too apocalypse-like because we will do an apocalypse event for the end of all of this, or maybe a midway point. We'll see what happens. But I think having a 15, 17, or 1850 point table that's dedicated to just vehicles and stuff, like actually has like its own army list restrictions, right? I think that would be super cool. 10-man squad, Wolf Artemies, head takers led by battle leaders. Sounds fun for boarding actions. Yeah, that'd be cool. Wouldn't want to walk into that. I'm going to need all the shotguns. That's for sure. Cool. Yeah, I think that's pretty much it. Fortunately, I do kind of have to cut it there. I'm sorry that I got back late. It started, and apparently I'm a whole day early. So whatever, man, I can't do that. I'm so tired. I'm running on like 4 hours of sleep. And then I'm trying to be excited and check out all the cool stuff and report it back to you guys. So it's fun till you realize how many points it is. Yeah. Let's see. Could I bring my Storm gunship? Absolutely. In fact, that's the other thing that I want to do is the next thing I'm looking at is altering the rules a little bit to flyers or aircraft so that they have a little bit more importance in the game. We're not going to have a full aircraft table, but there's going to be one of the rounds either in this event or definitely the next one where aircraft will be important. So yeah, bring that back. And remember, guys, Legends units are totally cool. Please include them. So do your homework, build some cool narrative characters, write up some fun all-vehicle lists, right? And let's get ready for the next event. I think it'll be fun. I have some thoughts on that if you'd like to discuss it. Okay, cool. Yeah, Roma's discussion. Nice. Yeah, I definitely want to, because I miss my Eldar flyers. I'm picking them up for my Corsairs, right? I'm gonna have some cool Corsair flyers. I actually did find my old Aeronautica book, not the miniature like one, but it came out, oh god, 7th or 8th edition. It was Eldritch and the Beast. It was literally a box that was Eldar flyers and Orc flyers when the Daka Jet came out. And it's got like a totally different game system where you like are moving flyers around, and I think I might include something like that, which would be really cool. So, aircraft are cool. Yes, they are. They are, and they need attention, in my opinion. It's a shame that GW can't figure it out and make people happy. It's fine. It's okay. That's what we're gonna do. We're gonna go do our own thing. We're gonna build it. It's gonna be awesome, and we're gonna have a lot of fun. Make plastic Thunderbird. Okay. Yeah, nice. I doubt that's going to happen anytime soon, but cool, guys. All right. I do have to cut it there. I got to go get food, and then we got to get back to the venue so that we can do the board game test night and stuff like that. I really appreciate you guys joining me for this. If I've got time tomorrow, I'll toss it in Discord, and I'll hop back on, do a little bit of catch up on different games we play and stuff like that. And anything you guys want to talk about, just hit me up in Discord, all right? So thanks, guys. Appreciate you coming out and joining me. This has been fun talking about this stuff, and I will see you guys when I get back on Friday. I'm back on Friday. All right. Bye, guys. Have a good night. There we go. Oh, how to close this thing. There it is. There's a button for that. All right, bye.